The problem with procrastination: ever stared at a blinking cursor for way too long and somehow convinced yourself that scrolling through 3 dog videos, cleaning the fridge, and reorganizing your pen drawer was more urgent than writing that email?
Yeah, same. We all do it. But procrastination isn't just some quirky personality trait. It's a silent momentum killer. The invisible wall that keeps dreams stuck in notebooks, resumes unsent, workouts unstarted, and goals half-built. And here's the kicker. The longer you delay something, the heavier it feels, not just emotionally, but physically. Your chest tightens, your energy drains, your confidence erodes. You go from "I'll start it later" to "maybe I'm not even capable." That's not just procrastination. That's a belief system forming, one unfinished task at a time. And beneath it all, there's usually fear. Fear of not doing it perfectly. Fear of not finishing. Fear of facing what's on the other side of progress, responsibility, exposure, change. But here's the truth. Procrastination doesn't mean you're lazy. It means your brain is overwhelmed and trying to protect you. So how do we outsmart that? How do we go from, I'll do it later, to done and moving on? It starts small, really small. Introducing the 2-minute rule. Let me introduce you to something deceptively simple and incredibly powerful. The 2-minute rule. It goes like this. If something will take you less than 2 minutes to do it immediately. That's it. No hacks. No mental gymnastics. No motivational speeches required. It's a concept made famous by productivity expert James Clear. And it's one of those rare ideas that's so simple, it feels like magic when it clicks. Because here's what it does. It short-circuits the part of your brain that wants to delay everything that feels big. It makes starting laughably easy. Wash that cup? Boom, done. Send that one email? Sent. Write one sentence in your journal? You're already journaling? Do 2 minutes of stretching? You're now officially someone who moves. The genius behind it isn't just that you got something done. It's that you started. And when you start, your brain flips from avoid to engage. It's a micro win. And micro wins create momentum. And momentum? That's the real gold. Because once you're moving, even just a little, you stop thinking about starting, and you start thinking about what's next. And the psychology behind the 2-minute rule. Now you might be wondering, why does something so small work so well? Let's peel back the curtain and look at the brain science behind this. See, your brain isn't wired for massive goals. It's wired for safety and efficiency. So when you say, "I'm going to run a marathon," your brain quietly goes, how about we just scroll Instagram instead, yeah? But when you say, "I'm going to put on my running shoes and step outside for 2 minutes," now we're talking. Your brain doesn't feel threatened. It doesn't send alarms or activate your inner saboteur. It says, "Cool, we can handle that." This is called behavioral momentum, a principle from psychology that basically says, starting is half the win. Once you're in motion, even with something laughably tiny, your brain goes, "Oh, I'm doing this now." And doing leads to more doing. Want proof? Think of that time you dreaded cleaning your room, but you told yourself, "I'll just pick up these 3 things." And suddenly, 2 hours later, you're wiping baseboards and rearranging furniture like you're on an HGTV makeover show. That's not willpower. That's momentum. And the 2-minute rule is a shortcut to triggering that momentum, without tricking yourself or pretending to be motivated when you're not. It's not about the size of the task. It's about the signal you send to your brain. I'm a person who starts things. And once that identity kicks in, you stop waiting to feel ready. You just begin. How to implement the 2-minute rule. So let's get out of theory and into action. How do you bring this to life? Here's your step-by-step. Make a quick inventory. Grab your phone, notebook, or just the back of a napkin. List everything in your life that takes 2 minutes or less. Things like sending that quick follow-up message, drinking a glass of water, doing 10 push-ups, putting a dirty dish in the dishwasher, writing the first sentence of your blog, book, or email, opening the file you've been avoiding. The goal here is not to finish big tasks. It's to lower the resistance to getting started. 2. Take immediate action. Pick one task from that list and just do it. No ceremony. No build-up. No procrastinating. Just start. Set a timer for 2 minutes if you want.
Once you're in motion, don't stress about what comes next. Just ride that wave. 3. Make it a habit. You don't need to want to do the thing every time. You just need to make it easier to say yes. Build 2-minute windows into your day. After brushing your teeth, 2-minute reflection. Right after lunch, clear one task before bed. 2-minute gratitude journal. Your brain loves patterns. The more you tie tiny habits to something you already do, the more automatic they become. And here's the kicker. When 2 minutes feels like a win instead of not enough, you'll start stacking those wins. And stacking wins is how empires are built, internally and externally. The benefits of the 2-minute rule, okay? So by now you get it. The 2-minute rule isn't just a nice idea, it's a mindset shift, a behavior reset, a microscopic lever that can move the weight of procrastination, doubt, and overwhelm. But what happens when you actually commit to it? Let's talk results. 1. Less stress, more sanity. You stop letting little tasks pile up like mental clutter. The sticky note you keep rewriting finally gets done. The random to-do bouncing in your brain is gone. And with that comes relief. You're no longer haunted by the small stuff because you're handling it in real time. Tiny wins equal mental space. 2. Productivity that feels effortless. You stop waiting for motivation to strike. You become the kind of person who moves even when you don't feel like it. Suddenly you're knocking out more than ever. Not because you're hustling harder, but because you're no longer stuck at the starting line. This is the difference between busy and productive, between motion and progress. 3. Self-belief on fire. Every time you follow through, no matter how small, you're casting a vote for the identity you want to build. I'm someone who starts. I'm someone who finishes. I show up for my goals even in micro moments. That's how real change sticks. Because let's be honest, big dreams are just small actions repeated with purpose, over and over again. And the 2-minute rule? That's how you begin that loop. Final takeaway. Here's the truth most people miss. You don't need more time. You need more tiny intentional starts. You need micro movements that break inertia. Tiny wins that remind your nervous system. We're safe to act. We don't need to be perfect. We've already begun. So here's your mission. Right now. Pick one task that will take 2 minutes or less. Seriously. Look around. Check your notes. Pick something. And just do it. Before the scroll. Before the second thought. Before resistance builds a fortress around your focus. Then come back. And tell yourself, I've already started today. I'm already in motion. Because motion creates momentum. And momentum changes everything. So if this message sparked something in you, don't let it fade. Drop A in the comments if you're committing to your first 2-minute win. Tag a friend who needs to hear this. Or challenge yourself 7 days. 2-minute wins. Every single day. Start small. Start now. And keep stacking. Your future isn't waiting for a perfect plan. It's waiting for your first 2 minutes. Let's go. Now go. 2 minutes. Start your momentum. Right now.